like to call a meeting to order. Bring this meeting, Urbana Board of Trustees, October 21st meeting to order. And I'll have you guys all join me, if you won't mind, for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Joe, if you had a chance to look at the minutes of the last meeting and the financial report that you had on our desk, you guys all get a chance to review it. You guys got any additions, corrections, any discussion on this? Sure. I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes and the financial reports then.
I second it.
It's been moved in second. We'll go ahead and proceed to vote. All those in favor approving, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
All approved, Cindy. I will. Thank you, dear. Before we get into reports, I'm going to go ahead and, Chief, let's get you, buddy. I know you're on short time. Excuse me.
Come here, third quarter report.
Thank you, sir.
And I also wanted to let you guys know that the fire marshal, UPD, sheriff's office, we've had 3 fires recently on Muzzy Road 36, also right back in the cornfield there. We had a camper fire, a trash fire, pretty large trash fire, and then some pallets and a semi-trailer fire. All of them were labeling as suspicious, and we're doing an investigation and moving forward with that. So just to keep you guys, some of it's in the city, some of it's in the township there. And potential.
Is that past fiber seal? Or?
Yeah, it's past fiber cells on it.
Okay, so down by the Order National Plant?
Yep.
Is that where it's at?
Yep. That's one. Yep.
Okay.
And then another one's off the right. If you keep going west of that cornfield of woods in there, there's a camper back in there. There was a gal living in a tent. Camper back in there. And, that camper got caught fire on it. So, yeah.
She was okay?
Yeah, she hasn't been seen in a while.
Okay.
She was calling us pretty regularly.
Where was that?
So right comes there, and then just you keep going back. There's like a open field there to the would be the south, and then there's a couple trails that go into that woods, and there's a cornfield back in there. There was a tent back in there, and there was a camper back in there too. So
That was where?
right beach.
Yeah, it's
okay.
It's Sunset.
Yeah,
Okay, I got you.
Yep, back in that
Yeah.
area.
Yeah.
You don't really notice that one field there until you kind of pay attention to
Yeah.
it. Or at least I didn't until we got looking. So.
Was the camper back there legally, or was? Okay,
I mean, you just
So when the property, it wasn't the property owner.
they know that.
Okay.
Chief, that community members receive CPR training. Is that something they pay for?
It depends.
Oh, okay.
So here's what we do. Like if you guys wanted a CPR class here,
Yeah.
we wouldn't charge you.
I see.
It's a case-by-case basis. So if we have stakeholders, we don't charge. Thank you. Rich, you want to come here? Sure, why not? But if it's someone that is just going off the street, then we'll charge. And part of the reason why we charge is there's people Springfield, Dayton, Columbus, they'll be calling around. They need recertified, and so we'll schedule someone and they don't show up because they find a class somewhere else. So we found if we charge people and make them pay ahead of time,
yeah,
they have a more tenure. If they don't show up, they lose money.
I see. What is it charge?
It's $50.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't have it. I'd like to have it.
well, like I say, if you guys would be interested, we'd be more than happy. It's CPR, car seats, so that's part of what we call risk prevention. If we can help out on the front end of an accident, or if like something happens to a family member and you
Yeah.
can do CPR, we got a better chance for a good outcome. So
That's
I'm
true.
a big proponent of that. And that's why if you look at our inspections, we touched almost 1,000 places. The same thing
Wow.
is trying to prevent a fire before it even happens.
How long is that training, CPR?
Well, it depends what kind you want. They got all different times. If you don't want the type that is pre-hospital and that end of it, there just went down and dirty, we could probably get it to you in about 2 to 4 hours. And that would include first aid. So, and and I've taught it. And I've been teaching for like 40 years and rotating stuff here, but we'll get you through it. So there'll be people, especially I love teaching at churches, and there'll be some usually ladies that are 90 years old and crying because they can't do CPR. Well, we tell them there's other things you can do. You can just bring the medic in at a church and know what door to come in first can save 30 seconds, a minute, 2 minutes. That may be the difference between life or death. So anybody that takes a class will go show benefits on that, even if you can't do the compressions.
Very good.
You might want to strike people with
Thank you.
Well, interesting, I just took this class like maybe a month ago, and
Was it through us?
Yeah, and I will tell you, like, it's totally changed since I've had CPR like 3 or 4 times throughout my life. It's totally changed.
Right.
So the one thing I will tell you so after my daughter's a labor and delivery nurse, so she's like works on babies, and so we were talking about this guy that their baby died, and so my daughter's, I said, well, the most important thing they said is compressions. My daughter's like, no, babies, it's all the breasts. And so the guy that taught it, if they could they didn't teach his child, but he hit on it over and over. The most important thing is compression. And I just think if he would just say, except for babies, it's the breasts.
And I'll add that. So let me just give you a little context in that. So the most common reason why an infant or baby goes into arrest is a respiratory arrest. And that's why the airway is important there. So a lot of We're American Heart is guided by what they say you have to do.
Yeah.
So it's basically just get on the chest and keep
Yeah, and that's basically what he said. Just remember, get the compressions.
Did they do a good job or not?
Yeah, they did. But I mean, I'm around, if I'm going to perform CPR on someone, I mean, I've got 6 grandkids, and they're like 4, they're under 4. And so that stood out to me as I would have been doing that wrong because.
It wouldn't have been wrong, it just wouldn't have been as right. How's that sound?
Anyway, just add that little.
I will,
to
yep.
the training. Thank you.
Good, Chief.
Any other questions
No,
or
if you
anything?
do, if you go through this, I'll give you a yell. Yeah,
Okay.
there's a couple things here, and I'll call you.
Yep, that's not a problem. More than happy to help.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. Have a great night.
Thank you, Chief. Thanks for stopping. Thanks for this. Hey guys, I'm gonna jump Rich up into. He's got things to do too, so.
Can I approach the bench?
You may approach the bench, have a seat if you'd like. You don't have to stand.
So, as you know, Van Crest is getting ready to do an expansion. As part of that, they asked for an abatement. And as of course you all know, the township does sit within that enterprise zone, so anybody would be eligible to apply for that. As part of that, the county, the commissioners, asked that I put together a team to negotiate with Van Crest for the abatement pieces. And as you know, your illustrious comrade over here was part of that team, along with Karen Bailey and Steve S., myself, Doug Crable from the city, and Mandy Hildebrand from the schools was on that committee as well. And we ended up negotiating the 10 years, 85% abatement on anything new during the course of that point in time, on any new increase in whatever the building is worth based on the improvements made to the building. They are building a wing specifically for CRSI, and Scott DeLong and his crew out that way. And then they're also going to do a second wing, increasing capacity for some of their therapy facilities out there as well, and adding some additional beds. The biggest thing is that they bought the beds from the McCauley Center when McCauley Center when they closed, and we're just trying to. They're trying to keep those beds in Champaign County. If they were to lose the beds, they really need to get this rolling by November 1st so they can hit all the deadlines that they need to hit to be able to keep those beds. But if we lost the beds, we'd probably never get those 23 beds back. They would go back to Champaign County, they go back to the state, and the state would sell them someplace else. Could have those beds. So, I'm assuming you've all seen that.
So,
They've been through it.
seems to scud off of that.
So what Jane said is that what we should have is there should be a signed off copy from the county first before you come here. That it has to be, that she spoke to Andrea Millais, who said during the first stages, and they don't know if the county and the school will accept the exemption, and that you have to, she said that you have to get the county to sign off on that. Not, you sent us a draft form, and what we need is the signed off on form from the county, and then the trustees they would approve that at that time. But she said that we're out of order on where she said you got to go to the school and the county first before you come to the township.
That's a little backwards from what Bricker and Graydon told me in terms of what they did. We do have the school approval, and I can send you copies of that.
Okay.
The school did approve the 85% for 10 years, and then they said that my lawyer that I'm spending an awful lot of money on over at Bricker said that township trustees was next, and then the county commissioners sign off on everything.
Well, she said if you look even in the draft that you sent, it says we got it from the county. And so whatever it was that you sent, I don't know if you have it there. She said that says that the township has received it from the county, and what we got is a draft from the city. So I don't know. That's just what she told me on the phone. So she had even called Andrea and said, she said you're out of order. Not out of order in bad, but like we're not next, is what she said. But she said if you read right in the proposal, it says that the township has received it from the county. Yeah, that's all I know.
That's why I asked you to send that to her for.
Right, which I did, and she never got back to me saying anything like that to me. So I'm going by what I heard from Bricker and Graydon, from my lawyer there, in terms that does this every day, of the week.
What does it say in the paper? Does it say?
I'm not sure what she's referring to. I've read through this, and I don't know where she's taking that specifically from. There is a piece. Let's see. In there, the Board of County Commissioners. This is the ultimate, the final, and no, it has not been signed off on by the commissioners yet. But again, according to what I was told, that the commissioners would be last to approve it, knowing that everybody else has made the approval.
Okay.
But if that's incorrect, that's really going to screw up our timeline, and we are going to have a real issue with getting them their abatement.
I don't know. She said that the county signs off on the agreement and the school signs off, and then the township signs off. That's what she told me.
Well, we have her.
All right. Well, I'll have to go back to them and back to Vancrest and tell them that the project's off, because they won't be able to keep the beds. They won't be able to do the.
Do you have an appointment with the commissioners?
as soon as this was over, yes, to wrap the whole thing up based again on what my lawyer told me in terms of the way things were. So I appreciate that that Jane went through it, but Jane doesn't do this work every day either. And she was sent a copy at the same time that I sent you the copy. And I never received word from her one way or the other. I've been working with her on the larger scope of that project, so I don't know.
I think that, I'm not sure, are you wanting them to pass some type of resolution? So, I think that, I guess you could tentatively, if you think you're in the right order, and, if you think that she's incorrect, but because it almost sounded to me like the township's basically just a rubber stamp for it. They don't really make a decision on anything on it, but it kind of makes sense what she's saying as to the township is the last one, but I don't know.
And if we have to do an emergency meeting, we have to do an emergency meeting for this, Rich, and that. So, that's something that.
But if you only have until November 1st, when is your appointment with the commissioners?
As soon as if it was approved tonight here, I would have been on the phone with Natalie trying to get something Thursday. I probably won't get it tomorrow, but be on their agenda by Thursday. So.
And you've already got it signed off from the school board.
Yep.
To me, that's not my call. It's up to you guys. What you want to do.
I hate to ask you to come back for an emergency meeting, but if that's how if you're more comfortable with me getting the commissioner's approval versus,
I think we have to do what legal tells us to do, Rich. That was, once again, that's why I asked to have you send that to her. Because I certainly don't have any expertise at all in this.
No, sure.
So, that would be terrible for me to give you any opinion about that. So, we are in agreement about the abatement. So I don't see that it's not going to be much of a discussion about that. That's kind of what we've agreed about all along, that we want to see Increst be able to, do their improvements and enter into an enterprise zone. We just want to make sure that we're doing it right. And I'm asking for your guys' opinions. Do you?
I don't have any problem with emergency meeting next week or.
Well, if
This
they
week.
sit, yeah,
It has to be this week, probably.
yeah,
Huh?
It has to be this week,
Well,
so we can get to Thursday's meeting.
like I said, I should probably, again, you're better at legal stuff than I am. Have your team call her directly tomorrow. If they get that, if they get that straightened out, then if she says, go ahead and proceed, then, I've done emergency meetings before, this certainly is important enough to rectify that, so.
What she said to me is, what you have written in there is not what is going on. We did not receive it. We did not receive approval from the county, and that's what we need to receive approval from the county. And then we have our we do our approval. I don't know. That's just what she told me. That's what it says in the paperwork that you sent her. So maybe that paperwork needs to be changed if that's not correct, but I'm not sure. She said it's the school, the county, and then the township's last.
That's odd. So, okay, all right.
Rich, I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I totally understand. So, okay, all right. Well, I will be back.
And Rich, but again, once you find out something, reach out immediately, and then, like I said, we'll get up. I'll say something to Jane about, what the procedure is to call that emergency meeting for the trustees. We're not going to, if the county sounds off of it, the school district, we're, all in all, it's going to be annexed in here pretty quickly anyway, so it's going to be out of the township. That's why, in a way, us even, it's like, we're just kind of, like you said, just a mediocre player on this, because the way Doug's talking about this, the annexation's moving, fairly quickly also.
Annexation is moving quickly, but it's still going to be
Correct.
a county enterprise zone versus
Okay.
a city. It won't be moved into the city as part of that.
It will not be moved in the city, is that right?
No.
Okay.
And the CEP will continue to be responsible for the trip review and everything on that. So. All right.
Okay, buddy. Sorry.
No worries.
Call me. Seriously, call.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
Don't worry about texting, just call me.
Okay. Will do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Too important of a step to not do it right.
Yeah.
Reports, you have with Richard, start with him. He's, once again, we've been catching up on all the tree trimming and take care of all the mowing and even take care of maintenance. We're going to get into some of the truck maintenance and old business, so we'll wait for that then. But Sean, on zoning and cemetery, you have the list there.
Yes.
Yep. We won't go any further out. So they're just a normal business.
Sean's report regarding Sean's,
Yeah.
he's talking about the software for the cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
That we do not need the cloud support, which I think I agree with that too. I think we can back it up on a hard drive or
Okay.
a portable drive, whatever it may need. Due to being $100 a month, $1,200 a year, I think that's something we can. That's a little that we do use it. He's probably correct there. So.
Okay. And Matt, we'll move into you for the website report, please.
Yeah, real quick website report. I really haven't done any changes lately with it, but I put down that we're trying to get them to use their email more or less, and they'll get the phone number next. So email our team with links below or this phone number, so we can get a hold. So we are getting a little bit more traffic in our emails.
I still, I got another email today.
To you,
Yeah,
I gotta figure out what.
I'll look
Or
into
that's
that too to see if I can figure it out.
I tried to find it looking. I did not see any issues where it linked from your name to us or vice versa. Maybe we can roll it together again.
Okay.
And find it. That would be great, because if you're getting emails,
I mean, I just forward them on.
Yeah, you
This
do.
one was for Sean.
yeah,
But I was gonna report on what it was tonight in our new business. Or I can tell you now actually what it was. I told the lady I would forward it to Sean, but it was Diana Tabern, Tabern. You know about, okay. She wants the definition of stones that are not permitted. Does this also refer to decorative stones such as angels of Mary? So I forwarded it to Sean.
Okay.
So I'm not sure.
no. I have to look in there.
Yeah.
We have there is historical, right? What was
Again,
allowed?
I think it's just talking about when people bring an
Oh,
angel
yeah.
and set
Correct.
it by their
Little
stone.
statue.
Those
Yeah.
little
Yeah,
statue
they
things.
had those.
I've seen those too.
yeah. Ideally, in the rules, it says one decorative item per grave site. It just, people decorate. So
Yeah.
I don't know if we have any definition in the, for some of the,
Sizes and
I mean, as far as
all types.
like the angels and things that you see out there. Like we said, if they stay in the mulched area and we don't have to pick them up to mow and stuff like that, it doesn't seem to be a problem. But,
Yeah, regarding that, that's a good question. You know, it leads into this, was the bulletin board. We used to have bulletin board. We still do.
yeah,
But the paper that was in it, the bulletin board, it all disintegrated over time. And so I cleaned it all up, but I always wanted to put in a somewhat permanent sign structure in there that can actually be weatherable. And so I can get a quote on that from a sign shop to see what that would cost to get one that would actually manage all 4 seasons and still be readable and easily to find as far as what the rules are. And we haven't had that for probably since the late spring when I took that out. So all I really want to ask you is if I'll look at a quote.
yeah, please get a quote.
And I'll report back.
Yeah, next meeting.
Yeah.
Appreciate that. It needs to have something in there because, like I said,
That might help with that question.
yeah, the rules are on the website, but
Yeah, they are. They're on the little brochures that
Yeah.
we give out, or where they come from, I'm not sure. Regarding the website again, I just added some more information about township activity, township work. And if you go to the more page, you can check those out. And recently just added some more pages today about the tree trimming that we did on Tecumseh Road there and Cedar Creek. So just look before and after to see what the activity looks like.
thank you, Matt.
And only six meeting views last month. So it's down a little bit, which is
Okay,
fine.
thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna jump up and let Roger do a bank report about CDs. So I think you wanted to share some different rates and who ended up getting what. Go ahead, Roger.
And this was as of the first of the month, the first 7 days, 6 days. Park National was 4%. This is on $1 million. F&M was 4%. Savista is 3.65. Huntington, which is out of the county, is 2.25. New Carlisle Federal, which is out of the county, is 3.83. That's September 30th. And of course, Peoples is 4.5. We decided to keep that account.
And so that just automatically will correct
Yes.
since we stayed here.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing all that, Roger.
Now, some of these things you can check maybe next month, and some of them might change again.
Yeah.
Some of them might go up a little, some of them might go down a little. Some of them probably will go down a little.
Well, it had to be done by October 6th, so we didn't
Yeah.
have much of a
Yeah,
choice.
but that's just the way things are now.
You guys want to move on to old business? That's already touched on one item of old business, and that was the tree trimming. And the school had been multiple now times about calling about the issue down in Cedar Creek with the pine trees. Sandy did send out was it a registered letter? Is that correct?
I sent regular mail, I sent certified mail, and I hand delivered a copy.
And we got no response back, negative or positive, either one. So we went down and we trimmed the trees back. And we're well within tolerance as far as they're off the street, still in the easement some. So we've got Cedar Creek that's finished up. Did the same thing down at Tecumseh Woods. We got those cleared back up. The trash people were calling us about. It was hitting the tops of their trucks and damaging them. So we got that taken care of also.
Where was that at?
That was in Tecumseh Woods.
Okay.
And go ahead, and then the last thing of old business that I have is we have Richard had done some homework on getting some estimates on repair on our big dump truck, and for the pickup truck, which are both plow trucks also. He actually had the ton truck or mill-sized truck taken. There was nothing that needed done on that. So, Matt, you know a little bit more about this. So
Yeah, he did get some quotes on some tires. I don't know what you call that, the smallest truck we have.
yeah, it's just a pickup truck.
The pickup truck, it needs tires. It hadn't had tires since we've gotten it, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
So Richard went out and obtained 3 quotes from different tire distributors in here in the county. And basically, Clayton Tire really showed us to be the best quote and cost-wise. So I think we'd like to go towards that Clayton Tire reference quote compared to what was it, Trinity, and also the other one of the Daimler, or
Yeah.
truck
Yeah.
and trailer, whatever.
Yeah.
Clayton Tire's prices were the best regarding all of them, and still decent tire. Gives 2 styles to choose from. So I think that's what we should do. Is
Clayton tires.
Clayton Tire, yes sir.
So we need a motion on that.
Yeah, sure.
Yep. We see this.
You have the quote.
Yeah, we do have the quotes.
Okay.
All for them. Nice. Clayton gave us 2.
Yeah, one for upper level and a lower level.
Correct. And in his opinion, the lower level was, he thought the performance would be just as good. So for no more than we use the truck, I think we have more problem with dry rot than we do with loss of,
Well, that truck
Loss of-
particularly, we do use that one probably the most.
yeah. So there's,
This one,
Yep.
That's the regular pickup truck tire. And coming up on winter, I think we'll get a little bit. Yeah,
oh, we have to have it done full
Yeah.
there because we're almost out of tread on the rear.
it's getting a little thin out there, tread.
I move that we order through Clayton Tire that estimate, the estimate number 21427, that's the number.
How much is it for?
71824.
71824. Is there a second?
I second it. Yeah.
Any other discussion? See the vote then. All those in favor of accepting tire quote for $718.24 from Clayton Tires, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Alright,
Any opposed? All approved.
you can get that scheduled in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next one is the estimate on the big truck.
The big snowplow truck, right? More or less.
And we also got the pickup truck that needs, there's some work that needs to be done on that one, brake shoes and some transmission cooler lines. And I think they want to, cooler lines and brake shoes and change the transmission and do a complete transmission fluid change on that. Gosh, that's crazy.
Oh, the brakes obviously I haven't had them done since it's brand new.
Mhm. So for the small truck, the estimate is $894.55. On the big truck, which is what we're really concerned about, I mean, we're concerned about all of them, but the big truck has already had a breakdown last year while we were plowing. So the estimate on the parts and labor on it, and that's replacing a lot of corroded parts, hoses, heater firewall. I mean, there's quite a list of stuff. Came out to $2,141.13. And this is Urbana truck and trailer. It does all the paperwork. So that is, I should have an estimate of just a little over $3,000 to have both trucks worked on as far as some of the essential things. That does not include the tires, so the tires were separate. So this is going to be for, again, this for the mechanical. You guys got any discussion about this?
No, that service company that does that, they've been doing it for a while on service, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're one of the few places that'll actually come and do a
they
roadside assist, which is what's just amazing about them, that they rescued Richard.
And didn't they bring him here too?
Yeah, in the middle of an intersection. I mean, he lost everything. So they actually brought him in here and actually repaired the truck out in the shop.
Here on the old Cold Kingdom.
So it was pretty amazing. So anyway, so guys, how do you feel about this? I mean, we need to get going on this. I mean, time is, if you want to accept these quotes, I mean, time is starting to get essential on this. I mean, we could run into weather here in the next 30 to 60 days.
Right.
Well, I move we accept both these quotes, the 894.58 and the 2141.13.
Okay. And that's 894.55. I might have said 58, Roger, and I apologize if I misquoted. That's my fault. So Sandy, it's 894.55 and $2,141.13. That's for the big dump truck.
Can I have a copy of those?
These are yours.
Okay, perfect. Now I'll just put them with the minutes.
And you have the tire, all the tire ones right here.
I'll take all of them though, just so
I will.
that you had multiples.
Yep.
How long does it take to get some things done when they get it?
Some of these parts will
You have to
take
wait a while.
a week or 2 weeks to get in, he said. But again, last meeting we talked about, we didn't want to just put a dollar amount. We wanted to make sure that we had a good idea about what we're going to be into. So, well, guys, we'll go ahead. If there's any other discussion on any of those, we'll proceed to vote. And all those in favor of accepting both bids from Urbana Truck and Trailer, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All approved, Sandy.
We're still old business with it?
Yep, we're still in old business. You got an item in old business now?
No, it was just in the meeting notes. I know that you mentioned we're trying to get hold of Mr. Jackson by phone. I think that's
Correct.
about the property on South Avenue.
Correct. We want to give him a heads up that they had started the process. Richard did not have a phone number for him, and then you gave me a phone number that you found. I called that number.
That must not have been correct.
I called that number, and it did not have a person saying it. It just gave the same number on the voice. And I just said, Blair Stinson, Urbana Township trustees, please give me a return phone call. I've not heard anything back. But again, we don't have much to say other than it just started. I mean,
I do know
is it-
that,
is it further along now?
not really. I mean, yes, it's filed. It was filed on, I put this to talk about the old business.
Okay, well, go ahead.
Okay, so Robert Dunleavy property that Mr. Jackson spoke about, the tax foreclosure was filed on September 17th, the service by publication. So the answer is due by November 8th. So I'm assuming no one's gonna answer if there's no answer, it'll be set for default judgment. And then once that gets granted, then it'll go to share sale, which it's not gonna sell at share sale, and then it'll end up having to go through the auditor's sale.
Yeah, so there's,
So there's still a ways out, but I think because we are after them on this, I'll keep after them. Like, where we at? To see, so that helps. I mean, Mr. Jackson, I don't know how quickly once something leaves the sheriff's sale status, how quickly the auditor acts. Not really sure. I don't really follow that stuff.
Well, Richard did volunteer. He says, he said next time he was mowing down at on Edgewood that if we had something that was, really pressing, that he would stop and say something. He knows Mrs. Jackson. So,
Oh, does he?
yeah. So I don't think we're quite there yet. So, but anyway, any other old business?
No, that was all I had for old business.
Oh, I don't know if this is old. Maybe it's new. I'll wait on that. Something else. Yeah.
Well, that's where we're heading, Matt. Man, we're heading to new business. So go ahead.
New. I got an email October the 3rd, I think it was. Oh, October 1st, I didn't, it was our township email, regarding Clark County resident requesting stop ahead signs on County Line Road, before and after Prairie Road. So one on Clark County side, one on Champaign County side. And she requested just see what we could do to investigate this, and that she would also reach out to Clark County side, which is Morpeth Township, to find out what they could do for her. And in the meantime, a week or so went by. I contacted our support, Danny Boggs, the engineer office, and told him our request from a resident, and so he would go out and look at it as well. And he thought this looked very favorable with adding a stop ahead sign on the Champaign County side, and thought that it was very feasible, it could be done. And then in the meantime, within a day or so later, we started hearing information from Moorfield Township that they would like to go ahead and proceed with a stop ahead sign on both the Clark County side and Champaign County side. They had extra signs available, and they'd like to get it taken care of to help them with the Clark County resident. And they said it would be 7 to 10 days out, which has probably been over a week now at least, so hopefully they should be getting some more information on that progressing. But in all those years, we've never had a stop ahead sign on that Clark County side, or Champaign County side. Yeah. And it's all because I think partially it goes an uphill manner to the stop sign. I even looked at old documentation in there.
And this is a matter of public record. I mean, they were incredible to work with. I called Joe and spoke to him for 15 or 20 minutes.
Joe
Mosier, correct. And they wanted to do both sides, and they said, we have them, we have the post. I said, well, we'll be glad if you want to bill us. He said, no, we don't need to be billed. We have them. We're going to do it. He says, you guys did a lot of work down there on County Line Road and Urbana, and he says, we appreciate what you did there. And he says, that was very gracious of them to offer that.
Was. And contacting that resident, telling her that information, she was extremely pleased.
Yeah. It'll make things safer.
Yeah. So we've had some poles, telephone boxes
pillars,
blown over right there from the Clark County side. I think he was well aware of that. So yeah, that was good information.
Okay. You got any other new business, Matt?
You mentioned something about on the meeting notes from last month, an open loop system up there in Adele Drive. It's a ditch that still is very moist. And you've been mentioning maybe put a tile in or something.
Yeah. And it's still. I was up there Friday, and it's still just. Yeah. We couldn't put a shovel or a back. We can't do anything in there until that.
Okay.
And they agree also. They don't want their place torn up and mudded up. And I told her here in another month, and that we'll be past mowing season, and that's probably where we're gonna. And we're also gonna look at the job up on Singing Way. Is that right?
Singing Way.
Yeah, we got to trim back. We got to take some crown off the road. We got to take some turf off the side of the road so we get water to fall off the road a little bit more. He said the same thing. He'd like to have that done after the mowing season was done. So we got that. We'll talk about that next meeting. So thank you for bringing that up. So yeah, we're on standby on that.
Okay, very good.
Any other new business? I know Cindy's got one item. Roger, you got any other new
No, I
business?
don't. Good.
Hey, Cindy.
What I have is, so during our audit, the auditor requested a copy of our investment policy, and I told her that we were exempt. She said they don't have an exemption on file with us with the state. We only need to file an exemption one time, so I guess we've never had one on file. So I got, basically I need a resolution passed. It's called a certificate of exemption from investment policy filing. It basically means that we only have checking accounts and certificates of deposits. We don't have any bonds outstanding, any debt like outstanding, and because we don't have to have an investment policy. So this is what they gave me. I did it. They told me to put it on our letterhead. It's pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 135.14, and it says, we hereby certify the average annual portfolio, excluding business checking account and certificates of deposits of Urbana Township, is $100,000 or less. And we agree to fully comply with the provisions of 135.01 and 135.21. So therefore, pursuant to Ohio Revised Code, subsection 135.14, Urbana Township is not required to file an investment policy with the auditor of state. Do you guys want to look at this? So I have to sign it. If you approve it, Blair has to sign it, and then I have to upload it into the state auditor system that we are exempt from investment policies.
You guys you want to ask Cindy? Now's the time to ask questions, guys.
So this was,
No, I'm ready to
Yeah.
make a motion to approve it. Is there a number there, or what? Is there a certain number, or we have to
No?
just,
Yes. So the motion would be to approve the certificate of exemption from investment policy filing with the state auditor's office. Are you still moving, Mr.
Yes,
Corner?
There he is. Are you second?
yeah, I'll second. Yeah.
Now we'll
Sorry.
discuss. Now we'll discuss before we vote on it, guys. Now let's ask Cindy any questions if you got any questions.
No, this is
Before
the
we
result of some of the.
It's a
audit.
result of the audit. And there'll be more things if I'll just give you an update on the audit for you. We are through with Melanie, who is our auditor. She has conducted her portion. Then she gave it to a lady named Amanda. Amanda has reviewed what Melanie did and has now given it to the regional director. Her name is Megan. And so hopefully we're getting close to the end. I have a meeting with Megan on Wednesday to go over the Hinkle, which is state reporting that we do at the end of the year. But that's the status. But while Melanie was going through the audit, she was asking me for things. And this was one thing that she asked for. And so I said, a lot of things that she's told me, I said, oh, we'll take care of that in January. But this, I thought, I would like to just get this exemption uploaded and out of the way. So that's why we're doing this now.
Very good.
Any other questions or discussion on this here? Guys, we'll proceed to vote. All those in favor of approving approving the certificate of exemption from investment policy filing, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We all agree.
Okay, can you sign that?
I will.
Thank you. I'll get that uploaded then, and we'll have that off of our.
It's still amazing.
It's still going to be on our audit that we don't have that, but we do now. So.
Very good.
It's still amazing that all these years that this hadn't been done.
Yeah.
well, evidently it's never been a biggie, because that one gal's been in here when I've been in here on a how many times, she never brought it up. From, you know,
What do you think Ruth would be? I don't know.
I gotta believe. Ruth said we were exempt. I gotta believe at one time you had it.
Yeah.
But I'm not willing to go through year after year of minutes to try to find it
Yeah.
when they said that we can remedy it by filing one. So that's what we're doing.
Very good.
That's,
Do you have any other new business, Sandy?
that is always that. Thank you.
Guys, I'll go ahead and I will look to accept the motion to approve bill payments and for Sandy to distribute and mail checks.
so moved.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to go ahead and distribute payments. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? They all pass, Sandy. Next meeting is November 18th, 2024, 5 o'clock. Guys, we'll move over to.
We will likely have a meeting though before then, right?
That's going to be up to Jane. That's what Jane says. If
Okay.
you know, if we want to do an emergency meeting, she said that she would tell us how to do the procedure. So, yeah, that's going to have to probably be in the next
Day or two.
day or two.
Yeah.
No, he can't meet with the commissioners until Thursday.
Correct.
So, because he's not going to get, unless he just rolls up down there tomorrow and asks if they can see, which that's what I would do if I were him. I'd just go down there tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I doubt that he does that.
The expediency.
He needs to if he wants to move it.
And maybe he'll call Natalie first thing and Natalie say, come with them. I don't know.
Well, we'll go by what
Okay.
Jane says about.
I won't do anything until I hear from you, and then if I do, then I'll contact her to see what I need to do as far as notification.
Correct. And Cindy, I'll keep you. Like I said, I'll keep you in that loop, or I'll even have to tell Jane to have her call you. I'll text you on it too. Now, moving over to public comments. Jane, it's your turn, sir.
I don't have anything. I'm reserving for another time.
Okay, thank you, sir. Take it there. Anything else, guys?
I don't have anything.
Sandy,
I don't have anything.
time to talk, or I'll accept the motion to adjourn.
Will we adjourn?
I'll second it.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting is adjourned, you guys. Thank you.
Okay.
And we'll keep you guys